Your truck is on fire!
A Paralympic athlete can now add firefighter to his impressive resume of accomplishments. Zachary Miller was on his way to training when he noticed fire coming out of a truck.
I was headed up to the gym to get in a big workout before I could take the weekend off. And so I figured, hey, you know, the weather looks nice and it's not too hot, so I'll take the bike. And I got out on the highway and I was just cruising. I had some tunes going on in my helmet, and as I was going up Parleys, I just noticed this truck off to my left that had some moderate amount of white smoke coming out of it.
Vehicle racing is a passion of Zach's, so seeing the white smoke sparked memories.
I've seen before in races, you know, sometimes when a motorcycle or a car has an engine problem, you'll see kind of that same white smoke coming out of it. And so when I saw that, I was like, that's weird. It doesn't look like, you know, normal kind of like brake smoke or anything. Something's up. As I started to get closer, I tried to drop my head a little bit, and as soon as I was up next to him and looking across, that was when I could see almost into his engine bay through the wheel well, and that was when I saw the flames. And so immediately I knew, okay, this is an emergency situation. His truck is on fire, and the fact that I can see flames and we're moving at highway speed means that that's a pretty big deal. So I immediately started waving just as wide as I could to get his attention.
Your truck is on fire! You're on fire! Yeah! Yeah! On the other side.
I jump off the bike, I run over to the other side of the truck, and there are still flames.
Yeah, over here! You have a fire extinguisher with you?
And so when he said no, that was when kind of the situation changed into something a little more serious, because now I have no idea how we're gonna put this out.
All they had to fight the fire were a few bottles of water.
We grabbed those, and I told him to run back up to the front and open up the hood, which, I do want to be clear, is not the best way to approach the situation if your car is on fire, especially if it's in the engine bay. If you open up, you know, the hood, you're gonna feed it with a bunch of fresh air, and that's usually not a good idea. However, given the circumstances, it was the only way that we could get to the fire and try and put it out. So we run up to the front of the truck, he opens up the hood, and we both just dive in there with the water. And thankfully, the water was enough, just from like, I think it was 2.5 water bottles that we used to extinguish the flames and get it out.
Yeah, something busted. You're blowing a bunch of white smoke, so you have an oil leak somewhere.
They picked up the empty water bottles and carefully watched to make sure there were no sparks left.
Yeah.
We embraced there on the side of the highway because that was insane. And we're so fortunate that it turned out the way it did. I jumped back on the road, and I just remember the rest of the way to the gym, like, what just happened? Did I just do that? Did we just do that? That's crazy. And I got to the gym and I started my workout, and kind of halfway through I get this text from him, and he just goes, bro, I think you saved my life today. And the more I started thinking about it, the more I was like, man, yeah, that, had I not spotted it and had we not gotten to it as quick as we did, it could have turned into a really serious situation.
A truck on fire is a hard situation to face, but Zach has dealt with harder.
Well, I was born with left hemiplegic cerebral palsy. I got my diagnosis at 6 months old, and I spent all of my early childhood years basically growing up at Children's Hospital.
Through a program at the hospital, Zach was introduced to skiing, and a few years after that, snowboarding.
Snowboarding has led me all around the world. It's let me meet incredible people. I have an awesome community thanks to snowboarding, and so now I'm here. I'm on the U.S. team. I'm living out here in Salt Lake City and commuting up to Park City, where I train at the Center of Excellence with all the other professional skiers and snowboarders. So I have a lot to be thankful for. I, like so many other kids, dreamt of representing the United States on the world stage. Like, I knew that I loved snowboarding, but I knew that I would get the life I really wanted if I got to one day stand up on the podium and listen to the national anthem play.
In 2022, Zach competed in the Beijing Paralympic Games. He's a two-time world champion snowboarder and was named 2023 Best Athlete with a Disability at the ESPYs. But all that doesn't equal potentially saving a life.
I had a woman reach out to me, and she goes, that was my husband in the truck that you saved. And I was like, no way. I'm so glad that he's okay. And she goes, yeah, we have a 1-year-old son at home, and I'm just so thankful that you got him home safe. And yeah, I mean, as soon as she said that, and I went to her profile and I saw I saw the picture of their family, it was hard not to cry, for sure.
Zach hopes this incident will get others to think more about automotive safety and taking care of your fellow motorists on the road. The fire has even sent him shopping for more safety gear.
I have a small fire extinguisher that I got at Walmart. It's less than 30 bucks. It's made for car fires, so it works with flammable liquids and electrical fires. And it just stores in a small compartment in my car.
Zach says he doesn't feel like a hero.
If anything, I'm just very thankful and grateful that it was resolved quickly and that we both stayed safe.
And now it's back in the gym for Zach. He's training for the 2026 Paralympic Games in Milan, Italy. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm TC Newman.